This Sunday night, you'll be able to watch it right here on Channel 2 and NBC as the Bills and Packers face off in Orchard Park. For years, a matchup with Green Bay was one that Bills fans would be a little nervous about seeing on the schedule. Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers has 2 wins against the Bills by a combined score of 56-7. Also, there was a close loss on a miserable freezing rain day at the Ralph back in 2014. Things, though, are not going great in Green Bay these days, losing 3 straight, including a bad one to a bad Washington team last week. And now they're coming here to Western New York. And joining us now is Peter Bukowski, host of the Locked-on Packers podcast. Thanks so much for coming and giving us the perspective from the other side of the field. We want to start here with Josh Allen. A lot of teams have tried to contain him this year. Most have not been able to do that. I imagine that's a big focus where you are right now. What can the Packers do to try to slow him down this weekend?
The key for the Packers in this game is the thing that they're worst at. That is stopping the run. Bottom 5 by any metric you want to choose against the run is something that the Bills kind of don't care about, or at the very least are not very good at when they try to do it. They have some nice backs, but they're just not set up to be a run team. They're set up to be a sling it around the yard team with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and Gabriel Davis and all the names that your audience, of course, knows. The Packers set their defense up to counter exactly these types of offenses. They have pass rushers up front with Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark in particular, who are having outstanding pass rush seasons. And then in the back end, they have 3 corners who are all starting caliber guys in a league where some teams don't even have 2 of those. The Packers have 3, including all pro caliber talent Jair Alexander, who I expect to see a lot matched up with Stephon Diggs. So this is a top 10 passing defense for the Green Bay Packers. And this is a team that wants to sling the rock in the Bills. So it is strength on strength and then weakness on weakness when it comes to the run game. It'll be interesting to see which team has the advantage. And if, let's say, the Bills see the weakness and go, we think we can run it this week, then how do the Packers counter? It's going to be a fun chess match when the Bills have the ball.
So let's flip it now and talk about the Packers offense and the Bills defense. We know the Bills are not going to have Tre'Davious White, but even without him, the Bills have the 11th ranked pass defense in football right now in terms of yards per game. And Aaron Rodgers' funk kind of hit a low point in Washington last week. Do you see him being able to turn things around this weekend?
This season, sure. This weekend, I'm dubious of that just because Buffalo is so well schooled. A lot of what Aaron Rodgers is able to do against certainly lesser defenses is get them to declare pre-snap what they're going to be in and give him an idea of, okay, I know exactly what to do against this look. It's the teams that can disguise, that can spin safeties late and do those different kinds of things to get Aaron Rodgers thinking a little bit more. That give him some problems, and it's teams that are going to be disciplined. This Packers offense under Matt LaFleur is all about stressing defensive rules. Okay, in whatever zone coverage you're in, Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers know the rules of that zone coverage, and so they are going to attack those rules. Well, if you're the kind of team like the Bills are under Leslie Frazier, where you are so assignment sure and you know exactly where the stress points are in your defense, it becomes really difficult to stress those guys. And so what you need is dudes. You need players who can come in and just win one-on-one, who can get open quickly. And for the Packers, unfortunately, without Devontae Adams, they just don't have a lot of those guys. And so it's going to be an uphill battle for the Packers to try and generate offense through the air with Aaron Rodgers. I think much more likely they're going to have to control the clock, run the ball with Aaron Jones, which is weird to say in this quarterback matchup. But I think running the ball for the Packers is going to be the key to making sure that they are in control of the tempo of this game. Right now, the way that this team is currently constituted, they are not in a position to be able to go up and down and get in a track meet with the Bills. That is a losing formula for Green Bay.
Finally, Peter, I want to play a bit of sound for you. Aaron Rodgers giving the Bills a little bit of bulletin board material early on in the week. I'm sure you know what we're talking about, but for our viewers, let's listen.
This might be the best thing for us this week. You know, nobody's going to give us a chance. Going to Buffalo and Sunday Night Football, the chance to get exposed, shoot, might be the best thing for us.
He is correct that most people aren't giving the Packers much of a chance in this game. The line for it started with the Bills favored by 10.5. It's now up to 11, presumably because the bettors are still picking the Bills. What do you make of what Roger said there? I'm almost out of time. I'll ask you to be brief.
I think that he's right in that if this team is going to save their season, this is an opportunity where no one believes in them. And so the pressure is all on Buffalo. Buffalo should win. And so that gives the Packers the opportunity to just play freely, just go out and have fun and give it your best shot, because if you lose, who cares? You were supposed to lose. I think that was the message from Aaron Rodgers.
Peter Bukowski hosts the Locked-on Packers podcast. Thanks so much for helping us with our Behind Enemy Lines segment here as we kind of get the perspective from there. Thanks for your time.